Dear friends, this video is chapter 2 of Basic Skill of Piling Rig. Useful to construction professional and technicians working in construction industry. We will discuss about A. Basic principles of piling rig operation. B. Familiarization with rig controls and instrumentation. C. Monitoring and adjusting rig parameters. We'll start presenting a new topic now. A. Basic principles of piling rig operation. Operating a piling rig involves a series of steps and principles to ensure safety, efficiency, and effectiveness in driving piles into the ground. Here are some basic principles of piling rig operation. 1. Safety first. 1A. Before starting any operation, conduct a thorough safety check of the rig, including all safety features, controls, and emergency shutdown procedures. 1B. Ensure that all personnel involved in the operation are properly trained and equipped with the necessary personal protective equipment, PPE. 2. Site preparation. 1A. Prepare the construction site by clearing any obstacles or debris in the area where the piles will be driven. 1B. Ensure that the ground is level and stable to support the piling rig. 3. Select the right rig and pile type. 3A. Choose the appropriate piling rig and pile type based on the specific project requirements, soil conditions, and load-bearing capacity needed. 4. Positioning. 4A. Position the piling rig at the designated location, ensuring it is stable and level. 4B. Maintain a safe distance from other structures, utilities, and personnel. 5. Inspect equipment. 5A. Conduct a pre-operation inspection of the piling rig to ensure all components are in good working condition, including the engine, hydraulics, winches, and safety systems. 6. Pile installation. 6A. Install the pile into the rig's leader or hammer and ensure it is properly aligned. 6B. Carefully lower the pile into the ground, applying a controlled downward force. 6B. Monitor the penetration depth and alignment to ensure the pile is being driven correctly. 7. Monitoring and adjusting. 7A. Continuously monitor the pile driving process to detect any issues or deviations. 7B. Adjust the rig's parameters such as hammer frequency and energy to suit the soil conditions and pile type. 8. Record keeping. 8A. Maintain accurate records of pile installation, including penetration depth, driving time, and any anomalies observed during the process. 9. Safety during operation. 9A. Keep all personnel at a safe distance from the piling rig and the pile being driven. 9B. Follow proper hand signals and communication protocols between the rig operator and ground personnel. 10. Environmental considerations. 10A. Consider environmental regulations and requirements when operating the piling rig, especially when working near water bodies or sensitive ecosystems. 11. Maintenance. 11A. Perform regular maintenance and inspections on the piling rig to ensure it remains in optimal working condition. 12. Shutdown and secure. 12A. After completing pile installation, shut down the piling rig following the manufacturer's guidelines. 12B. Secure the rig to prevent unauthorized access and ensure it is in a safe condition for the next operation. These principles provide a general overview of piling rig operation. It's essential to consult the rig's operation manual and adhere to safety regulations specific to your region and project to ensure a successful and safe piling operation. B. Familiarization with rig controls and instrumentation. Familiarization with rig controls and instrumentation is crucial for safe and efficient operation of drilling and piling rigs. The specific controls and instruments may vary depending on the type and model of the rig, but here are some general guidelines for becoming acquainted with them. 1. Read the operator's manual. 1A. Start by thoroughly reading the operator's manual provided by the manufacturer. This manual will contain valuable information about the rig's controls, instruments, and safe operating procedures. 2. Safety first. 2A. Before operating the rig or getting familiar with its controls, ensure that you are wearing the appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, such as hard hats, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots. 3. Control panel. 3A. Locate the control panel on the rig. This panel typically houses the majority of the rig's controls and instruments. 3B. Identify each control lever, switch, and button and understand its function. 4. Instrumentation. Pay close attention to the instrumentation on the control panel. Common instruments include 4A. Pressure gauges. These measure hydraulic or pneumatic pressure, which is critical for controlling various rig functions. 4B. RPM, revolutions per minute, indicators. These show the rotational speed of the rig's engine or components. 4C. Depth indicators, these display the depth at which the rig is operating. 4D. Fuel gauge, if applicable, this indicates the fuel level in the rig. 4E. Temperature gauges, these monitor engine or hydraulic fluid temperatures. 4F. Warning lights and alarms, these are crucial for indicating any issues or emergencies. 5. Control functions. 5A. Learn how to operate each control lever and button. Understand which controls are used for specific rig functions, such as raising and lowering the mast or controlling the drilling or piling action. 5B. Practice using the controls in a safe, controlled environment before operating the rig on a live job site. 6. Emergency shutdown. 6A. Identify the emergency shutdown controls and procedures. This includes emergency stop buttons or switches that can quickly halt rig operations in case of a safety concern. 7. Hydraulic system. 7A. If the rig is hydraulic powered, familiarize yourself with the hydraulic system and controls. Understand how to control the flow of hydraulic fluid and the pressure settings. 8. Testing and calibration. 8A. Periodically test and calibrate the rig's instruments to ensure their accuracy and reliability. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for maintenance and calibration. 9. Documentation. 9A. Keep all manuals, schematics, and documentation related to the rig's controls and instrumentation readily accessible for reference. 10. Training. 10A. If you are new to operating the specific rig or type of equipment, consider seeking formal training or guidance from an experienced operator or trainer. 11. Practice and supervision. 11A. Practice operating the rig under the supervision of an experienced operator until you are confident in your abilities. Familiarization with rig controls and instrumentation is a critical aspect of safe and efficient rig operation. Always prioritize safety and follow the manufacturer's guidelines and recommendations for operating and maintaining the equipment. C. Monitoring and adjusting rig parameters. Monitoring and adjusting rig parameters is essential for optimizing the performance of drilling or piling rigs, ensuring safety, and achieving the desired results. Rig parameters may include variables like drilling speed, pressure, torque, and feed rate, which can vary depending on the type of rig and the specific project. Here are some general steps to monitor and adjust rig parameters effectively. 1. Read the manuals. 1A. Review the rig's operator manual and any other documentation provided by the manufacturer. Familiarize yourself with the recommended operating parameters for your specific rig model. 2. Safety precautions. 2A. Before making any adjustments, ensure that all safety measures are in place. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, and confirming that the rig is in good working condition. 3. Instrumentation. 3A. Check the rig's instrumentation to monitor critical parameters such as drilling speed, hydraulic pressure, torque, feed rate, depth, temperature, RPM, revolutions per minute. Pay close attention to pressure gauges, temperature sensors, and any warning lights or alarms. 4. Baseline measurements. 4A. Before starting drilling or piling, record baseline measurements of the parameters you will be monitoring. This will provide a reference point for adjustments during the operation. 5. Real-time monitoring. 5A. Continuously monitor the rig's parameters as you begin drilling or piling. Keep a close eye on the instrumentation to detect any deviations from the baseline values. 6. Operator experience. 6A. Experienced operators often develop a keen sense for the feel of the rig. They can detect changes in performance through subtle cues such as sounds, vibrations, and control responses. 7. Adjustment procedures. 7A. If you notice any parameter deviations or if the operation requires a change in parameters, example different soil conditions, follow the manufacturer's recommended procedures for making adjustments. 7B. Adjust parameters gradually and in small increments to avoid sudden or drastic changes that could lead to equipment damage or unsafe conditions. 8. Safety overrides. 8A. Be aware of safety overrides or limits set by the rig's manufacturer. These limits are designed to prevent equipment damage and protect personnel. Do not exceed these limits. 9. Communication. 9A. Maintain clear communication with ground personnel and other team members to coordinate adjustments and ensure everyone is aware of any changes in rig parameters. 10. Recording data. 10A. Keep detailed records of any parameter adjustments, including the reason for the change, the values before and after adjustment, and the time of the adjustment. 11. Testing and validation. 11A. After making adjustments, monitor the rig's performance and parameters closely to ensure that the changes have the desired effect. 12. Regular maintenance. 12A. Conduct regular maintenance on the rig to ensure that it operates within its specified parameters. Address any issues promptly to avoid the need for frequent adjustments. 13. Training. 13A. Ensure that rig operators are well trained in monitoring and adjusting parameters, and that they understand the implications of different adjustments on the rig's performance and safety. Monitoring and adjusting rig parameters require careful attention to detail and a thorough understanding of the rig's capabilities and limitations. Always prioritize safety and follow manufacturer recommendations for parameter adjustments. Friends, we have explained in brief about maintenance and inspection of hot mix plant. We request all to mention your view and requirement in comments section of YouTube video. Also like and share to your friend. Also subscribe our YouTube channel Infomechanizer. This is 100% free.